I got it more or less to about where I'd like it more now. It's a little bit more angular, it's less, there's kind of something like that, kind of. And that was just a lot of dead space in there that didn't really afford as tight of a fit to the head as I'd like. So now that I've got that pushed in, it's a tighter fit to the head, and it's more of an angular deflecting surface, which is exactly what we wanted, this sort of thing. A lot of patterning is just kind of about trial and error. I've got plenty of cardboard, and it's considerably cheaper than steel is. So sometimes I'll cut out a pattern, and it'll be the right shape in one place, but maybe it's not long enough or something. Just trace that out, and add a little bit more on.
Only the names have been changed.
This pattern, I'd like the top edge to be not welded, because that's going to be rolled, and in my experience I've had issues rolling welded edges.
Only the names have been changed. The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed.
So like in this case, this one, it's not quite long enough to get to the pivot, and then I'm going to retrace it again on a bigger piece, and I'll just include that so that I can be certain about it. That's the side that I've got now. It's starting to look like the original then, isn't it? One thing that I see a lot happen in like reenacting and combat sport is that guys tend to thin visors down a lot. And the reasoning behind that is because, you know, in a one-on-one fight in the ring, taking a straight shot to the face horizontally and everything, it is really unlikely. But look at the original. They've got that whole deflecting surface, I think they call it like a sparrow face visor a lot. But then they've also got the reinforcing bever, and then they've also got the brow reinforcement on the front. This guy, in the 15th century, not just planning to be fighting one-on-one, no. This guy was planning to take tons of abuse to the front of the head. Arrows, swords, pole arms, maybe even guns in the late 15th century. I want something thick up there. So instead of using the 16 gauge, I'm using the 14 gauge for this. I've got the shape cut out, so now all I've got to do is, much like with the sides of the helmet earlier, I just need to take these two halves and bend this whole thing so that those two halves come together to meet so that I can weld them. So let's get to that. Right, so the original had a little bit of a rolled edge kind of coming off the side of it, and that way it was so that, you know, deflect weapons coming in away from the eyes and everything, which is pretty desirable as far as I'm concerned. It's not really the same kind of rolled edge as you might expect normally, where it just kind of goes out and around and it meets with the metal again. So if my arm here is this part of the thing here, it kind of goes out a little bit and then curls back like that, just more drastic. Because that way, it more actively guides blades away rather than just kind of sticking there like a normal rolled edge. now. Lock this all into place with several vice grips. And I'm gonna beat the daylights out of it, all so that everything is flush, so that we don't have any gaps like that, or like that and everything. That way, hopefully it should open up a little bit easier as well.